This is your old pal Ishkalar, and you may not realize it, but once upon a time, I was like you until I took an arrow to the knee. Yeah. So I want to talk today about something about which I am the reigning expert. Drugs. So, for you other rock stars out there, real or imagined, this question was posed to me recently. Can money bring you happiness? Well, considering the nature of our technical cash card economy, its complexity, various cupidities, and outright malapropism, I think that the question can be better addressed by reducing it to its lowest common social and financial denominator. Recast the question as, can cocaine bring you happiness? And you have elevated your perspective to that of the great stars of music, art, and sport, and politics, and porn. Since the life stories of the prodigal talents in every regime are rife with the rocky reefs of poverty, neglect, and failure to successfully interact with peers, it might be that some come to us with souls already tried to the breaking point, or past it, unable to achieve happiness, in other words. Getting out of my head, as a notable other in my life used to say, becomes a sort of refuge too. The longer you can shut out the storm, the less painful it seems. And haven't you been hurt enough as it is? The storm always comes, however, no matter how hard you wish it away, and when it does, it's a doozy. But for a broken soul, the beautiful moments don't come from fighting the storm and mastering it. That storm will return again and again and never, ever let up. For those ravaged souls, is getting out of my head the better mercy, perhaps? A better compensation against the bitter bleakness of demon-beset thoughts? So why, you might ask, cocaine? To get out of your head begins with ignoring your body, just like with any meditative state. Burn. Except sorcerers, who are folks who seek exaltation or completion through ingestion of sacred substances, usually use soporifics, barbiturates, depressants, morphia, heroin, Vicodin, Oxycontin, codeine, laudanum, opium, and others, to get there. And then they drink on top of it. You see, whatever plus booze buzz is a sort of perfect state. The mind merely observes. It has no thoughts of its own. Unfortunately, that kind of buzz has a threshold that can kill you. You just stop breathing and die in your toxic sleep. So, to stay alive and comfortably prolong the buzz, as long as possible, forever would be nice, the sorcerer seeks stimulants. And guess what's the easiest stimulant to administer? The cleanest one. The I'm scintillating, not raving one, huh? You guessed it. It's cocaine. So, now at last, the sorcerer is complete. Buzzed into the Buddhist no-mind state, the decks of his or her mind cleared of all desire, he or she becomes the dreamer, observing without volition, without meaning, without a horrific past or traumatic triggers. But is there a devil in the details of chemical completion? Cocaine, I'm ignoring the whole cutting it with bad things part here, can keep a person awake long enough to allow him or her or you to achieve boom, alcohol poisoning. No kidding. You can literally drink yourself to death right past the natural instinct to purge and pass out if you're wired enough on coke or amphetamines, crank, meth. But is the state the sorcerer/sufferer seeks more soothing than the horrors of the undrugged waking recrimination, utter ascetic fear, or heartless string of flashbacks? Is it better to drift through a pleasant soma-induced limbo than to be sharp-eyed in hell? And who has the right to make that call? The doctor, the patient, the drug companies? If that sorcerer's sublimity is better, is the lesser of two evils, then the secret of completion comes down to cocaine. Now comes the real antithesis. Is completion equivalent to happiness? It is for some people. I know that from experience. I lived in a world where that was what broken souls sought. Completion, not happiness. Happiness isn't permanent. The carrot is that completion can be permanent. Can it? The stick is the legacy of a trillion-dollar industry that profits off the misery of the poor, and all the widespread corruption train that lets it exist through complicity or affected ignorance. What I bring to the discussion is small enough. I merely put out some ideas and hope that others with experience will add to the understanding. Why? Because every human, even the broken souls of which I'm one, is deserving of consideration, of empathy, of sympathy, of respect. That's what I have to say about it today. And you can trust old Eshklar because he don't make a book for many of this. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I had it.